so glad you're in the kitchen with Mom, Mom's Pretend Cooking Show. Up on today's menu, we are going to make a classic. We are going to make the original Rice Krispy Treats. The original calls for 5 tablespoons of butter. If you look on the cereal package now, it says 3 tablespoons. We're not doing that. We're using 5 tablespoons. I'm also going to show you a fun way to jazz them up. For the recipe, you will need 5 tablespoons of butter, 1 10-ounce bag of marshmallows. They can be big or small, doesn't matter, just a 10-ounce package. And you'll need 6 cups of crispy rice cereal. To get started, we'll melt our butter on low heat in a large pot. Don't be tempted to turn the heat up. You want the butter to melt on low, otherwise it'll burn. We'll let this melt for a minute or two, and then we'll add our bag of marshmallows. To make them fun, we're going to use some food coloring. I'm going to do orange because it's the season. And you'll need some sprinkles. I found these fun sprinkies. They're little ghosts and bats and things like that. And we'll sprinkle these on top of the marshmallow treats when they're done. While this starts to melt, I'm going to get my pan ready. You'll also need a couple sheets of wax paper. We'll spray the pan and the wax paper with some cooking spray. That will help us press the mixture down into the pan. It gets sticky, and it's a lot easier if it's all been sprayed pretty well. You want to give that wax paper a good spray, trust me. Butter's about halfway melted, so we'll put in that package of marshmallows. I'm going to give it a little stir. Mom pro tip, when you have a spoon that you're stirring with, instead of resting it on the counter, which is more to clean, just use a plate. Rest it on a plate, then you can throw that in the dishwasher. This will take about 5 minutes to melt. I'm going to keep an eye on it and come back and stir it occasionally. As the mixture starts to warm up, the more you stir it, the more it'll help it all kind of melt. I can see my butter starting to brown just a little bit. That's okay. It still hasn't burned, so I'm going to turn the heat down. And a little bit more brisk stirring, and this will be all melted. There we go, all melted. So I'll turn the heat off. And now's where we'll start to add the fun. So I'm using orange food coloring. This is the paste stuff. I prefer this over the liquid, but you can use whatever you would like. And of course, change it up for the season and the holidays. Then we'll mix that in. Ooh, that's gonna be fun. Nice and orange, can you see that? We need to work quickly once we add our cereal in. So I've got my 6 cups. And we'll stir this up. When you stir it up, do that like scoop and fold it over kind of thing. That will help get what's there on the bottom and incorporate it in. This is all mixed in. Now comes the tricky part, dumping the hot contents into the pan. All right, so we've got it all in now. You want to make sure that wax paper is sprayed really well, and it might stick on it. That's okay, you can just pick it off and eat it when you're all done. So I've got them sprayed, and then you just start pushing it down. It does get a little sticky, but that's okay. You can kind of work it off with both sheets. See, it gets sticky. But that's what makes them so good. All right, I think they're pretty well patted in there. I lost a few casualties on the wax paper, but I'll pick it off and eat it. Now we'll take our sprinkles and sprinkle them on. Press them down just lightly. There we go, festive Rice Krispy Treats. Now you know how to make them fun. Food coloring and some sprinkles. Enjoy.